Hi guys, it's Brooklyn and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I make videos twice a week, so on Tuesdays and on Fridays. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for your continued love and support my channel. And I'm really hoping you're enjoying my content. So today's video is going to be a first impression review on the, the W7 Glow Prime and the W7 Glow Time primer and foundation. So basically they're meant to be a glowy combo, like primer and foundation. I have them on my skin now. I did film me putting them on my face before I left the house this morning. It is now like 26, so I've been wearing it all day, and here's the results. So I definitely think it does say what it does do what it says in the bottle and the tube. It's like a nice glowy primer and foundation. This one is would be helpful if I read something. I don't know. Hang on, I'll get my phone and read out the claims on that before I ramble on. Okay, so I grabbed my phone and I grabbed wee Suki. Look, who's that there? That's you in the camera, pretty girl. Yeah, it is you in the camera. My wee princess in the camera. Look at how beautiful she is. Oh, she is. She's my princess. And I was grabbed from upstairs to finish filming this video, yeah. Look how pretty. Look how pretty she is. I just love her to bits. So I'll just set you down because she's looking to get down. She's like, what's going on? She's like, aren't you Miss Suki? So yeah, I'll just grab my phone. And if you're wondering why my hair's sitting like all nice and curly and glam, it's because I did get my trial done for my wedding hair. My cousin's doing my hair and the bridesmaids, and we got our wee trial done. And I love the way it's all curly and bouncy and it's all pushed to the side. I'm thinking of getting the Lulabelle's extensions in the shade Natural Black to match my own hair. Yeah, you're thinking my hair's quite long and it's decently thick, like it's all here. But I did have extensions in when you put my hair up like this. I brought my own extensions round and they were the Lulabelle's, the chocolate and caramel. But the reason why I bought chocolate and caramel is because I wanted to see what an ombre would look like a dark chocolate caramel ombre. But I think I am going to get extensions and get them in my own hair colour, like, well, my own dyed hair colour, which is like a natural black. But excuse this awkward baldy looking part, it's not baldy. Well, I hope it's not baldy, but it's basically because my roots are starting to grow free and I do have sparser hair at the sides. Just I think it's a normal thing, but I am using like the root growth stuff just to kind of help that along and get new hair in that area. And I do have a root concealer spray if I need to use it on a day, which I might, I don't know. It should be fine once I color my hair because it's just, you can see the roots are starting to grow free. Yeah, it's a bit not as much dense as compared to here, but you can see it's just mainly all like the really blonde hair and roots and stuff like that. But yeah, it is doing my head in, but luckily my hair needs done. My hair needs done, what am I saying? My hair needs done. Get it right, love. So without this rambling on, I'm not going to ramble on too much. I'm just going to get into this before I ramble and talk crap. So I've got the description on my phone on the W7 website, the primer. The description is, the W7 It's Glow Prime Radiant Primer applies as smooth as silk to the skin, leaving a faux filter base that blurs imperfections while boosting the natural complexion. Scented like watermelon, this brown nude primer has pink undertones that blends to a bright glowing coverage. Basically saying it's a nice radiant, like really radiant primer, and it has like a nice nudie brown with pink undertones, which definitely would say it does. If you see me applying it, well, you haven't yet, but you will. So it does come out like a nice nudie kind of colour, but it does blend into your skin. It doesn't show on your skin that colour, like once you blend it out, if that makes sense. It leaves a lovely radiant lit within glow. It's basically like pregnancy glow in a bottle. This primer actually reminds me of, have you ever tried the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer? I used that like about 4 years ago and I absolutely loved that stuff. It was amazing. This actually reminds me exactly like that. So I love it. And I'll say the price on the website, but it does smell like watermelon, proper strong watermelon. So if you like that scent, you'll love this primer, especially if you love a glowy makeup base. And yeah, it's about $4.95 on the website there. So I'm actually being prepared for once and having it on the phone and reading out the description. But yeah, just trying to fix his hair. But I would say it's a nice primer. It does look that nice underneath the foundation. Obviously the foundation is glowy too, but it does give you that radiant look, which I do love. And you get, I think, I'll check the mils. You get, I love the packaging, by the way, it's lovely. It absolutely is lovely. I will show you the packaging up close, so it just looks like that. It's really, really nice. It's like a squeezy tube, but it has a pump. And yeah, just tells you like the information at the back too, and just love that packaging. The very, very girly pink, love it. Yeah, so you get 46 grand in this tube, which is decently enough. It's like decent for a primer, but I'm not sure how many mils that is. I think it's 46 mil. It's an odd number, but sure. And it is an affordable primer. It's like less than £5 for 95, so it's just a decent primer to get for under a fiver. I do find W7 makeup is quite good, most of it is, and it's really affordable. This primer, I'm not sure how it's going to wear with makeup continuously, with different powders and foundations and stuff like that, but so far I do like it, and it has wore quite well on my skin. If I can show, like my foundation doesn't look like it's breaking down or anything, and this does show for your foundation, so it's nice. It isn't too get disco bally, so if you're worrying about it being disco bally, it isn't. Yeah, it's very, very glowy, but it isn't like a disco glittery ball. It's very radiant. So yeah, and as I said before, it smells like watermelon, and that's a pump. But yeah, so far I so love it. I would definitely recommend. If you have normal to dry skin, I would say go for this, because it is like a nice glowy, hydrating, like lovely feeling on your skin. But if you have oily skin or very oily skin, I would say stay away from it, because it is very glowy. But yeah, it's definitely, I think it's more targeted towards normal to dry skin. I have combination skin, not very combination, but I do tend to get oilier on my T-zone and my cheeks, but it isn't too bad, and I can get away with using glowy products, so it's fine. I don't mind a bit of glow, well, I love a bit of glow on my skin, because I am 28, so I'm nearly 30, so I prefer to have a glow to my skin. Now I'm going to shut up now about the primer and get into this foundation. So the foundation looks like this, and it's meant to match the packaging of the primer, like they're meant to go together. They're just lovely looking together, I absolutely love it. And then it just says like that. It says W7 Glow Time, so the primer's called Glow Prime, it's called Glow Time, so it's all matchy matchy, which I love. And it just says Radiant Foundation. You get 1 fluid ounce, 30 ml, so basically your standard foundation amount. So I think, do you get more in this primer than you do in this foundation? I don't know, I can't really read that because it's too, I'm visually impaired, so yeah. But I'm going to pull up what it says on the website about this foundation. Hang on a wee minute, I'm just going to do it now. But yeah, I would definitely say, going on to what I've experienced, this is actually in the shade Amber Glow. It's darkest shade, as I've mentioned before. I have actually when I was applying it. But it's an Amber Glow, and it's darker shade. And this is fake tan, by the way. I'm wearing fake tan on my body. But I think it's, I'm not being rude, but I think it's ridiculous that this is actually the darkest shade. Because so many people are way, way darker than even my fake tan skin. And I think W7 is a good foundation, but you need to bring out more shades, to be honest, because yeah, it's lovely. Don't get me wrong, it's lovely, but you need to have more foundation shades, definitely. So it does come in like 6 shades, which is a bit, but what can you do? But it is a good foundation, so if you can find your match, I would definitely say pick it up. But I think W7 should bring out more shades, to be fair. And this foundation is £5.50 on the website, so it's decent, really good, affordable foundation. I would say the coverage is around the medium to full. Like, it isn't light coverage, so if you're looking for light glowy foundation, it's not going to be for you, but it's more like that medium to buildable coverage. I found that I use 2 pumps on my face, so I'll just read up what it says. So W7's its Glow Time Radiant Foundation is a lightweight foundation that gives the skin a natural luminous finish. Formulated for medium coverage, the foundation blends seamlessly and evens out complexion. There you go. So yeah, it definitely is a medium coverage to full. I wouldn't say maximum, I wouldn't say it's completely flawless full, but it is the medium to full range. And I'll show you the pump. The pump's basically matches the lid, so it's like that. I don't know if this one smells like watermelon. Didn't really notice, but the primer definitely does. I've heard the primer's a dupe of the Do You by Too Faced primer. I think the foundation's meant to be a dupe of that. I'm not entirely sure. I've heard different opinions on it. I've heard it's a dupe of the Armani Luminous Silk foundation. I've heard it's a dupe of the Do You by Too Faced. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't tried them foundations, but I am a big fan of glowy foundations. I would say when I put this on my skin this morning, I did notice a glow to it. I think the primer is more glowy than the foundation, which is alright. But yeah, I would say when I put it on, it did blend in quite quickly. It wasn't one of them ones that took ages to blend in. It blended in quite quickly. It looked skin-like in my skin, but still you can tell you wear makeup with it on, but it isn't completely natural, but it isn't too kind of cakey. It's just a nice foundation. Obviously I have more makeup on over top of it, like concealer and bronzer and blush and stuff like that, but and powder obviously. But without powder, it did give you a nice proper glowy look, but I like to put powder on my face because I hate having a tacky makeup on my face. I prefer to have it powdered down, but obviously I hate like the flat matte look. So I use that Revolution banana powder, just a regular banana powder in the loose packaging, like the loose tube ball or whatever it's called. I use that for every makeup I use, like that's the only powder I ever use. I would say the powder set well with it. It did set down quite quickly. It isn't one of them ones say tacky, and with the powder it didn't take like a load of powder to set down. Like I didn't need to use a whole ton of powder, which I didn't really use anyway, but it did set down quite well, which is pleasing. So if you do have trouble with your foundation staying on, I would say this one would be good for you because it isn't one of them slippery foundations that just slide off your face during the day, because it's still on my face pretty much. Obviously I had to like dab my face, my nose with the beauty blender like underneath because my nose was watering, and that happens with every foundation. So it's not this foundation's fault, it's just my nose watering and just causing my foundation to come off my nose. But apart from that, it's been great. And yeah, I would say if you've got like normal to dry skin, even if you have slightly oily skin, you can still use this, but I wouldn't say for very oily skin because it will kind of be very shiny on your skin. But for foundation, I would say the normal, the dry, the slightly oily. If you're very dry, I would say, because it does dry down quite quickly, I would say prep your skin really well for both whatever skin type you have, like moisturise and just do all that, and use the correct primers and primers with it. So say for instance, if you're wanting to use this foundation, you have more oilier skin, I would say get a pore smoothing or mattifying base, like a primer underneath, instead of using the regular glowy primer and using this on top, and then setting your whole face. And that way it gives you a slight shine to your skin, but it isn't going to be too oily or become too oily in your skin as the day goes on. So yeah, it's a brilliant foundation for the price. I will, if I can, do an updated review and tell you how I feel with wearing it for the months, like the month or whatever. So what's wrong? What's wrong, Mrs. You went out? It's been her, I've left her sitting there. She's been looking to get out. Happy, Mrs.? Oh, it's okay. You're sitting looking at me like saying, Brooklyn, let me out. Okay, I'll let her out. Want to go goodbye to the wee YouTubers, yeah? Why not? Come on, I'll let you out. Okay, Mrs. Oh, that's okay. She wants out. I can't believe I just left her and doing the video. She's like, Brooke, let me out. So yeah, enough about that. And I did show you the e.l.f. Camo Concealer when I was putting it on after done my foundation and my primer. The update on this and how I found it. This is actually in light sand, by the way. So I did use it underneath my eyes and then in the centre of my like my nose and my cupid's bow and my centre of my forehead and here, like the chin area, and I found this one dried down so quick and it gives you a matte finish. This one concealer is actually good for oily skin because it does give you a matte finish and it does set down on your skin. I'm not reviewing this on its own, I'm just telling you how it does work and kind of adding it into like the foundation and primer review, because I did use this on top of my foundation and primer and I haven't used it before because I bought this last weekend, like Saturday, so my first time using this today, so yeah, this one might as well throw it in. But they do have a hydrating version of this concealer which is in the white lid packaging, and I found this one definitely did just dry down so quickly. You have to work quickly with it. I would say if you're going to get this, get it because it is quite full coverage. It's brilliant. It did brighten my under eyes and the centre of my face really well, and a lovely yellow undertone to it. They do have about 26 shades I believe, I'm not entirely sure. So we'll have everything from the lightest, the palest, lightest skin, right up to the deepest, darkest skin. So you're bound to find anything, like any kind of concealer to match it in that range. I was torn between light and medium sand. Medium sand is more of an olive tone, but I wanted something brightening for underneath my eyes for wearing fake tan. And even when my fake tan started to fade, that's why I picked up this one. I am interested to try out the medium sand, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get it or not because there's not much difference between the two. I think the medium one's just darker and more of an olivey tone. I might try it, see what it's like. But this one definitely is full coverage. I would say if you're mature, like you have mature under eyes, like anyone over the age of 35 or 30, I would say get the hydrating one because this one does set down quite quick. And I would say if you have more wrinkles or more lines or something underneath your eyes than I do, I would say it might settle into them. I'm going to actually get a mirror and have a look at my under eyes. Gotta constrict my wrinkles. Don't know why I'm getting on like an Egypt, but from what I can see, yeah, it has settled in them a little bit. Yeah, it has. Not too bad, but I can notice when I have like my face relaxed and all, when I stretch it out, it has settled in. But bear in mind, I'm coming 29, so I do have a few lines underneath there, but I would say if you're older than me or your skin, you've got older skin than me, I think you're better off getting a hydrating one if you don't like anything settling in. But bear in mind, if you do have lines, the concealer will settle in. I don't think it's really creased, to be honest, it's just more settled in, because creasing means it just goes into one line and just kind of takes away, like your makeup comes off in one spot and goes into another spot. That's what creasing is, but settling just kind of creates a line there. But oh, dropping my mirror and everything. You can see Laura has settled a little bit. And it does look not really luminous underneath the eyes. Well, it's not meant to be because it's matte. So I would say if you don't like a very matte, drying concealer, I would say stay away from this. But if you're anything my age, like if you're under 30 or if you're over 30 and you have kind of flawless under eyes, which I'm jealous of you, but mine's not too bad, but they were better 10 years ago. But if you're under 30, or you're even a teenager, I would say get this concealer because it's perfect for like oilier skin and it's good for like non-wrinkled under eye, even though mine's not really wrinkled. Like I do have a few lines but they're not that bad, but if you've got none or very little to none, I would say this one would be good for you because it will just kind of give you that flawless full coverage concealer look underneath your eyes or wherever you want to apply this concealer. I love it. I actually do love the way it's so brightening. So if you're looking for a nice yellow, light yellow undertone for a concealer to highlight your under eyes and you use fake tan or you are similar or lighter shade than me, I would say get this light sand colour or medium sand if you're looking for that brightening look. Obviously not to match your like your foundation shade, I would say get something closer to your foundation shade for like spot concealing, but I don't really need a spot conceal because I don't really get spots, so I'm lucky that way. But I really like to kind of conceal my under eyes and brighten them. So yeah, I'm pleased with the way it's really, really yellow toned. I love yellow toned concealers. I love olive toned foundations from a Fake Tan, obviously. So yeah, I would say this one is a hit too. I'm interested to see what the hydrating one's like, but I've heard it isn't as good staying power, so I'm not entirely sure. But I've heard the light sand and the hydrating one's more yellow toned, so it could be a good thing for me too. But yeah, this one's fairly yellow toned, but the other one's more. So I'll see what it's like. But yeah, I am going to show you my clip of the me applying all 3 products, and the clip of me when I first applied it in the car, like I just did a wee clip in the car. So I'll do that now. This hair sitting awkwardly. Okay, so I'm going to start doing base. I'm going to do this really quick because I'm in a rush as per usual. So I'm testing out the W7 Glow Primer. Like it's basically their glowy primer, similar to like the likes of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, or like just any kind of glowy primer. It's just like that. The packaging's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm sorry I'm talking really low because people are sleeping. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Comes with a wee pump. So yeah, I'm just going to go into applying it. So you pump it out. If it would pump out, because it just pumped out a tiny bit there. I need more than that, love. Right. There. It's like a nice kind of champagne tone. It's not too dark, not too light. It's like just a nice neutral tone. It's beautiful, and it smells like watermelon. It's absolutely lovely smell to it. And yeah, just using the fingers just to apply it everywhere under my face. Okay, so yeah, it definitely gives a good glow. I love that glow. So it's like a nice kind of radiant glow it gives. So I'm just going to go in with the foundation. So yeah, I'm going to just be reviewing this Glow Time foundation. The primer is actually called Glow Prime. This one's called Glow Time. So these two are meant to work with each other. Like they're just designed to be like a primer and foundation, like a perfect match, if you know what I'm saying. But and then come sealed, that's why I'm taking the seal off. I'm just in such a mad rush today. I don't even know why I'm tired of filming, but I'm not doing massive talking, and that comes with a pump, glass bottle too. Okay, so I'm gonna see if this takes you to pump out as well. I'm gonna crack. Yeah, I'm gonna apply 2 pumps. So this one's in Amber Glow. I forgot to mention, so it's a darker shade. It's like, I wish I had darker shades to be honest, but what can you do? And it's using my wee Poundland Beauty Blender sponge, the beige one. It's actually really amazing. I like the pink one, but I prefer the beige one. It's just more softer. I remember years ago, Poundland, when they started doing these sponges, they were crap, but now they're good. Is it on the dark side, or is it not too much of a bad match? I don't know. It looks darker part of my face because my face is a bit like a little body from Fake Tan and stuff like that, but I think it's a good match from a dark Fake Tan. And have Fake Tan on now, it's quite dark, like really dark, but it's a good match to my darkest Fake Tan, I would say. So I wanted to get the Honey Glow one, which is a bit lighter, but I'm happy. If I Amber Glow, because it's still like a darker shade, it's not too dark or too orangey. Just wear it in case this will come out quite orangey, but it hasn't. Well, I hope not. And then I'm just gonna add more onto my forehead. And just blend the hairline in. Sure, it's all blended into my hairline. A really fluffy hairline. A really fluffy hairline does my hair in, so yeah. That's 2 pumps of the foundation on, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go and do the rest of my makeup, so I am. I am gonna be trying out this e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Light Sand. That's the other packaging of it. So it's basically a yellow toned pale concealer from under eyes. They do a hydrating version of this, but I got the regular one. See what it's like. Because I want to try something that has more yellowy undertone concealer, because I like to have a brighter warm toned look. It's similar applicator compared to the Makeup Revolution. It's quite similar, like that big applicator, which I do like. So I'm just gonna apply it under my eyes. Yeah, but it's very yellow tone, which I'm pleased with. And just in wee triangles, you know. It does feel like it's going to dry down very quick, so I'm trying not to take ages to apply this. So I'm just gonna use the same sponge and blend it out. It blends out really nicely, so using the wee tip for the under eye. And yeah, I did get my eyebrows plucked really bad. I haven't bothered to do them in like 4 weeks, so they're terrible. Excuse that. So that's that all applied. I actually really like the way it's blended into my foundation, and it just gives me a nice kind of bright under eye highlight, not too bright. It's not like that very pink tone. To get that pink tone look concealer, I prefer the warm tone, like the yellow tone. So yeah, it's really brightened up my under eyes, and it's a good coverage. So I'm going to just do the rest of my makeup and get on with it. I am interested in trying their glow powder, like the e.l.f. glow powder. I don't know, I might try it, but yeah. Okay, so I would say the primers for you, if you have normal to dry or very dry skin and you like a radiant look to your makeup, I would say get this. If you love, even if you love the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer, you'll love this, and you're looking for that nice dewy radiant look, I would say get it. But if you're into the matte look, don't get it, because it's not going to be what you want. And for the foundation, I would say if you're normal to dry or even this tiny bit oily, I would say get it if you like a dewy look. I would say if you're very oily, stay away from it, because it will give you that dewy look. And if you're very dry, use a proper hydrating primer. Even use this one. These two will pair well with you. And prep your skin too before you put your makeup on. Like with moisturiser and stuff, if you have very dry, cakey skin, like not cakey skin, flaky skin, exfoliate and do your moisturiser and skincare. But I would say this foundation is definitely for you if you like a dewy foundation. You find all other dewy foundations slip off and you can't find one that's gonna stay on. This one will stay on because it does have that staying power, but it is dewy, if that makes sense, so it's gonna stay on your face. So yeah, it's brilliant, I absolutely love it. The concealer, I would say if you have normal to oily skin, maybe a tiny bit dry, but I would say prep your skin. If you've got normal to oily, very oily skin, like the oilier range, I would say this concealer is definitely for you. If you're looking for a matte concealer, like something's going to brighten or something's going to match your skin and it's going to stay on all day and be full coverage, this is definitely for you. If you're over 30, like you have mature skin, more drier skin, dehydrated skin, I would say look at their hydrating range, like their hydrating version of this concealer. It's in the white lid. That'll be more your style and hopefully it'll work for you. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, hope I didn't ramble on too much, and I'll see you again for my next one. Stay gorgeous, bye.